I'm almost in.
This is Guy Seehey, and you're listening to the Retro Unling Network.
Take myself off mute. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 11 of Burhan and the Boy. I'm Michael Burhan here, of course, one half of the duo known as Burhan and the Boy, and we also have the other half. He's the Marmite eating, the Facebook looking at, and YouTube making Adonis himself. He looks like Keanu Reeves, some say. Others say he looks like someone slammed a door in his face. He is Mr. Dave Wade.
Shut up, everyone says I look like Keanu Reeves because I'm purdy and delicious.
That's you and the puns today. He's coming up with loads of erotic puns for some reason. I kind of worry about him, but you know.
I have to say, quickly, we were just talking about this behind the scenes, and Paddy also pointed out to me, which is Facebook finally got me. The Reaper has fallen.
They did. They got Dave today. They literally just got in there, Dave, and assaulted your profile. So for those out there, if your profile doesn't have a name on it, they're probably going to come after you. So watch out for that.
I'm quite amazed I lasted a month.
Yep. And by the way, we want to do a little dedication in this show, of course. We're dedicating tonight's show to a man who basically died recently due to his battle with Alzheimer's. He is author Terry Pratchett. Pratchett is best known for his Discworld
Wait, I
stories.
didn't know this.
Yeah, he
For real?
passed on today, yep.
Oh, the world is a cold place now.
Yeah, I always say
I'm generally lost for words and upset. He was doing all right with it, and wow, that's quick.
Yeah, it's...
No more Discworld.
Well, you never know. It may continue, but through someone else's hands. But depending if people will want that or not.
Oh, good call on the dedication. Yeah, Terry Pratchett. We shall miss you.
Yeah, no, he's a few of my friends are huge fans of Pratchett. So I've read him leisurely, but I haven't. That sounds weird. I've read his books leisurely, but I've never actually I've never been like a huge fan. I'm more of an Anne Rice fan, but I thought, he's a very intelligent man, someone who has been a
and he
culture
donated
icon.
a lot of money.
Yeah,
towards
he's a culture icon as well, and someone that it's a shame that we lose another great person when we've got David Cameron still around.
And Tony Blair.
Yeah, that nastiness as well.
Generally really gutted.
Yeah, it's a sad day.
It sounds terrible to say it like this, but hopefully my intent will come out, which is the last 18 months or so, people have been dropping cultural icons have been dropping like flies.
They have, and a lot of it is just due to illnesses. Others it's just due to life. Maybe it's just their time. It's a sad day. But in the end, let's not focus on the negative and let's focus on the positive about what's been going on today. I've been doing jury duty, by the way, Dave. I've been stuck in court doing jury duty.
I'm fortunate enough to say that. Sorry, I have lasagna fatigue. I'm fortunate enough to say that because I have depression, I'm ruled out from it. That's the only good thing I can take from that.
I don't really mind it. It's all right, deliberating on cases and stuff like that. Like, I can't really talk about the case that I'm currently on.
Talk to my friend Mel, who got stuck on it for 9 months in a murder trial because they couldn't deliberate. And even though she was on jury duty, even your company will stop paying you at some point.
Yeah, they have to. The thing is, though, I think that's when because they've allocated like 65 quid a week per person.
Well, that's bigger than that's basically that's better than the doll.
Yeah. So what it is basically, if you're in your work position and say that the work stops paying you, they can actually provide you with up to 65 quid's worth of.
I bet they don't unless you ask. Though. I bet
No,
they
not
keep
unless
them.
you ask. At the moment, I'm getting because I ride there, so I don't have to pay for. They don't pay for my travel.
Take a cab and claim it on them.
They pay for my lunch. Now it's one of those things where
Get decent lunch. What's your lunch salary?
I get like £5.40 a day.
It's fuck all in London.
Yeah, which is fine, you know, and all the other stuff I've kind of because I work freelance, so I'm supposed to have insurance that covers the fact that I'm not there. But it's not a bad thing. It's still a good thing. It's an enjoyable experience, and
I guess it comes down to the enjoyable nature of it would be dependent upon who is on it with you.
well, it's
I'd
interesting
imagine
as well. I like
intelligent.
the cases that the current case that we're having at the moment.
Careful, don't perjure yourself.
Oh, I'm not. We've got something that's happening that we that certain elements that come into play, and it's nice to watch this as it progresses, as it happens. So it's very, very interesting. I think we're on the last leg of it tomorrow because we've got closing statements and then we deliberate ourselves.
I reckon, right, when you go back to the room to deliberation, you should all just have a massive game of paper, rock, scissors.
Well, I kept sending messages, like passing notes to the judge, because there were certain things that weren't adding up. Plus, one of the attorneys basically just kept waffling. It would take so long-winded, and I just looked at one of my mates and went, this is probably going to end up being a murder trial because I'm going to rip my arm off and like throw it out.
Do you know what? Is it true? Because my brother did it, and when he came back, he just went, these people are so out of touch, it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
halfway through the trial, the bloke who was, presenting the case just went, okay, enough of that, who was for a spot of luncheon?
Yeah. There's like one of them who's a very rotund gentleman, very nice gentleman, but very rotund, went, okay everyone, I think we need some tea and biscuits. And I'm just like sitting there cracking up with laughter.
Did you pinch yourself to make sure you weren't an episode of Jeeves and Wooster?
Yeah, I just looked at them. They're like these very posh men with powdered wigs. And
I couldn't. Why do we have to? This is what I don't get. Like with Parliament, which is basically a sixth form college of idiots debating and arguing with each other, and then we come to our jury system and courts and what is it with England and this fucking boner we have for the past? Why I don't give a fuck that you got a wig on. You look like a twat, if anything.
Well, it's not just that. It's the approach on most of like these attorneys.
Please tell me though. Is he hit the hammer yet?
Not the judge hasn't yet. But the funny thing about it is though, it's like the attorneys that I dealt with are very, very long-winded. There was even a point where the judge wanted to actually throw something at the guy because he was just being very long-winded with his arguments. And then he kept looking...
intelligent, they just trip over their own tongue.
Yeah, and he kept looking at us and making faces like, oh, look, I'm making my points, like, I'm arrogant. And I just looked at him and I just couldn't stop laughing, and I was just like, I actually, like, wanted to send a note to the judge saying, can you please get to the point?
Voice like yourself, sir, but I'm not a fool.
Yeah, it's like I came to the conclusion that he came to within minutes. And
I thought you came to the conclusion that he came to over his own voice. Sorry, but
I'm sure. No, it was like I came to the same conclusion within minutes of that of him even starting his conversation. But it took him. The judge goes through. She's like,
no, he wouldn't accept that. You could actually put his case on a plate to him himself, and he would just look at you and just go, "But I'm Harvard educated. You're not." Yeah,
but the judge gave him a dressing down and said, "We could have been doing. You could have actually made your point within 20 minutes. You've basically, it's been an hour of you waffling on."
Patronised everyone.
Yeah, and everyone just like the jury just laughed as soon as we went into the other room to deliberate for a bit.
What a wanker!
Yeah,
I imagine.
we were just. I sat there and I was like, imagine if you ordered like a meal at a restaurant. It'd probably take him an hour just to basically understand.
Imagine him working out his tip. He's got a guide for working out his tip.
But apparently, most of these guys, they get paid like 500 quid like a day. So
the problem is,
and it comes out of the legal aid pocket as well.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem is with it legally, which only footballers and fucking rapists and terrorists get, not the small man like you or myself. The problem is the minute the state starts to write checks for people, they fucking milk it.
Yeah, and it's it's one of the things that I've actually seen. Like I've been in loads of different government departments. I've worked with the NHS. I've worked with the Home Office. I've worked in the security side with G4S at the
Don't perjure
Olympics.
yourself.
I've worked in loads of different places, and being in this and looking at this environment, I've literally seen everything, and you can see what the problem is with these departments.
Smug, condescending twat who patronises you, but at the same time is taking
Not
a
just
massive
that,
amount of money out of
the
your own
system.
pocket.
Yeah, it's a system, and it's because they're allocating these budgets to these certain departments. You
I'm going to
know,
add Kevin, by the way. Is that right?
what's
Oh,
that?
we got guest people. By the way, we got a guest.
Ooh, is he on?
I'm going to try and add him in now, but my internet runs on Donkey Kong and Piss. Donkey Kong? Piss and...
Well, I'm hosting the call, Dave, so it should be fine.
Right, hang on. Yeah, it's a Retro Game Crusader. So.
Ooh, okay. We got Retro Game Crusader with us. Can you tell us what does the Mr. Retro Game Crusader do?
He does... Well, he's a retro gamer, which makes him, cool in my books. But he does absolutely amazing perler bead art. You have to see it to believe it. He made me a DeLorean.
Heard it.
And yeah, can I add you in? Hang on. There we go. Let's see if he pops in.
See what pops up. Way.
Ba-da-boom.
Oh, by the way, ladies and gents, Dave here has finally been caught by the Facebook police.
Fucking wankers.
Your name isn't Law Boy's post.
It's funny, we talked about this before, but I'm just going to quickly say, rip Lawn Boys Post.
Rest in
They've
peace.
got my fucking name. They've got my fucking address. Clearly, I'm not a troll. Why couldn't they just let me be Lawn Boys Post? I have to log in with my real fucking name. I'm not hiding anything. Knob jockeys.
Well, as long as I'm still, my profile's still alive and well, I'm fine.
They're going to get you, though, because it is your name, but it's not your name, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I just
It's like, let me rephrase that. It's not your exact name.
yeah. If they do, then I'm just gonna end up just going down to the court office and changing my name. Just like, here's my name. I have a deed certificate that says that my name is this. So fuck you and your couch.
Fuck your couch. Fuck your couch. I can't get Kev. I'm gonna say it's probably my shit. I'm gonna send you his.
Yeah, just send me his Skype ID and I'll add him.
There you go.
Send it
Did you
via
get that?
the chatty boxy thing.
Sorry, people. My computer it's just. Well, I live in this little pocket in the suburbs where everything in my life runs 15 years behind what it should actually run. In speed-wise.
Does he have a Skype ID?
Yeah, that's it. If you put it in, it'll pop up. It's Kev.
Ah, I can
Search.
see.
We're so professional, people. We're like Morecambe and Wise, but shit.
See if I can add him.
I tried, it wouldn't let me.
I've just asked him if he's like, he's accepted. Okay, so I can add him to the call now. La 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 la. Okay.
See, this is why you should like our show, people. We're warts and all. We're hands-on. We're like gritty urban documentary makers.
Okay, porn makers.
Porn makers. Hello, Kev.
Well, he's not on yet. It's still
Oh.
bubbling. Bubble,
So
bubble,
bubbling. Just make that sound really creepy.
We're bubbling hot, hot, hot. We're bubbling hot.
Alright.
Sounds so Asian.
Hey, Kev.
Alright?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Cool. Just checking. Never said we were professional. Just
So,
bear that in mind.
Kevin, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? What's your YouTube channel? And Why does Dave love you so much?
Cock
I
Burnaby.
think Dave loves me so much because I created a DeLorean for him on my channel like half a year ago, and my partner made him a pixelated version of Marmite.
Look, I still
My
giggle
channel,
like a tit.
He had a
Thanks.
pixelite.
yeah. The channel I have is called Retro Game Crusader. It's based on like the Game Chasers when I started watching them.
So do you do something
And
like similar that you go to like different shops and stuff and look at games and prices?
yeah, time to time, but I don't get out as much to do videos. Apart from the last couple of weeks, I've been doing amiibo type of hunting, which has been pretty good.
Oh, that's right. I was just going to say Burhan, by the way, because Burhan's a big amiibo guy. Kev's a Mackie amigo. Amigo?
Amiibo.
Amiibo guy.
It's the issue I'm having currently is finances. I can't afford to actually buy any more amiibos.
Yeah,
The issue I'm having is, believe it or not, Game in Bristol and when I was in Western the other day, don't actually stock amiibos. Seriously, I couldn't get over that because I just want a link. That's it, or a little mag, and then I'll be happy. But
it'll be hard to find a little Mac. I had to order mine from Germany.
are they still doing this, throttling it by controlling the numbers, shit, to keep their prices high, bollocks?
Yeah, pretty
Fucking
much.
Nintendo.
It's a proper joke for pretty much people throwing the money at Nintendo while everyone's trying to make money off them.
They should support us though, because alright, it's doing all right now. But bearing in mind that the Wii U had problems at the start, right? How about they throw a bone to the people who fucking loyally stuck by them, instead of openly making something saying it's not us driving up the prices? No, it is technically Nintendo, because the way you approach this whole thing was to basically make baseball cards.
That's literally what they've done. They know that the less that they print, the rarity is going to get even bigger. So
Yeah.
they're going to basically do what they can do in terms of just pushing the ones, like reproducing the ones that people like. And
But the worst thing about it is, after this generation's gone, I'm sure they'll do something else with the next one, but after this generation's gone, what are you left with? A nice statue or an action figure? It's
I like the fact that they are little statues, but the biggest problem, apart from everyone trying to snap them up or trying to make money off them, is they actually don't do enough in any games. And
Yeah,
I
no,
would
agree.
prefer them having every amiibo working in every game. That's amiibo pretty much.
Well, they game
support-
exclusive then, in the sense that they're owning. Because, like I said, I don't own any, but
They are game exclusive. Apart from like for instance, the Mario Party, Mario and Peach and all that. They'll work on Smash Brothers because they're the same. They're the same ones, but they're different statues.
Yeah, they got
See,
just.
now, if you could take it across every game, though, that would be brilliant. Even if it just gave you like a trinket or some nod reference, not even necessarily a playable character, but at least
Well,
the game.
I've used some of them in Smash Bros, and it was not really that good. I've used them in
The thing that
Mario
annoys me
Kart.
about them is basically they don't. They're not playable. You can't play them, and
Yeah.
I think that's my issue.
Wait, what? I thought that was the whole point. They gave you like an extra character or something in a game. Or...
No, you can fight them. You can use it to level up your created character.
That's bollocks.
Yeah, it's
It's really the worst way to waste money, apart from them looking really nice. But that's the real good part of it.
Dude, thank you, both of you. You've just talked me into not actually buying one now.
as I said, they're pretty. As you put them, Dave, they're pretty. That's all they're good for, and they're also good for unlocking.
They're expensive paperweights.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think the one you should only go for, Dave, is Sonic, because he is actually one of the best looking ones out of all the models. And it's the only good thing about Sonic at the minute.
But yeah, I could take a shit and it would be a better, more playable Sonic game than the recent years. Actually, that's not true. The one on the Wii U that kind of reminds me of Mario Galaxy. It's all right.
I thought it was okay.
What a
Yeah,
terrible
but
place
apparently
we've
they're
come
not
to that
making.
we
They're not
we
going to be
accept
making
that a
any more.
Sonic game is just all right. It used to be Sonic has to be amazing, but the biggest compliment we can give to it right now is it was an all right Sonic game.
Well, do you know that they're not making any more Sonic games? They're
Good,
not
they should
making-
Yeah.
probably give him a rest.
No, they're not making any more like console games at all. Sega have
Period.
basically stated that they're now just doing PC and mobile apps.
Oh Christ alive!
Yeah.
Seriously, Sega, you've so. I thought you fell from grace years ago, but now you've fallen from grace.
Well, they're, in the end, they're a company, aren't they? So they want to do what makes them the most profit.
Yeah, which is shit on their fans, which they've done basically since the mid '90s when they realised that they were never going to recapture the success of the Mega Drive.
Well, for me, if I was like within that company, if I had an executive decision, I would just basically put all Sega titles on the Wii U. Give Nintendo
If
some.
I had an executive decision, I'd be Kurt Russell. But a bunch, sorry.
But I'd basically give them like that whole exclusivity, and allow Nintendo just to flip half the bill. That way, they minimise the cost. And
The thing is, though, if they
put out
actually
full games.
made, based on how strong their fan base is for retro and shit, and just people who've stuck by them, if they actually made a Dreamcast 2, I'm pretty sure it would go through the roof. Just because of people wanting fucking Sega back in the console wars.
But could that actually make the console go along with all the stuff at the minute? Because every week there seems to be like a new console coming out, and obviously it would be nice a new Sega console, but could it run against all the Android stuff, all the like Xboxes and
Yeah,
PlayStation?
if they did it right, they just went right. Here you go. Here's an old school console. It's disc-based media. You can fucking take the games to your mate's house. We don't charge you for fucking being online and shit like that. Go crazy. It should be basically Sega's just, or they could say, and it would clean up. Which is, by the way, remember how it used to be? That's what we are. Job done. Job's a good
It
one.
would be pretty cool.
Plus, and I have Burhan to thank for my lovely Dreamcast. I can't do videos on it because I don't have a CRT telly, and if I try and film my Dreamcast on my digital TV, it looks shit. Even by my standards, it looks shit. But I still think that the Dreamcast is one of the greatest looking consoles in the world ever.
It's not as great as the Dreamcast 2, Dave. I did a whole video on that one.
I know. Sorry, Windy Pops.
But
Oh,
yeah,
I
no,
was going to
I'm
quickly before
telling
we talked about thrifting and stuff. Me and Burhan behind the scenes, Kevin, were talking about the whole Jeremy Clarkson thing.
Yeah.
He's been suspended, which is I like him because whatever your political beliefs are, whatever and this and that, I think it's important that we have someone who isn't scared of speaking their mind, whether they're right or wrong. I think that's what I've always liked about Jeremy Clarkson, and the fact that cars are porn to me. But this whole thing, me reading a little bit into it today, it's a political backlash agenda from the top of the BBC to try and get him out, which annoys me because it's, well, first of all, you've only got to look at the fact that both parties, main parties and government, are leaning on the chairman to basically fuck off because of their links to HSBC, and all their dodgy skeletons in their closet. So what right have they got to say Jeremy Clarkson's a bad person when they're fucking Satan? But what really annoys me, and this is what I hate about the BBC, where they're so complacent, which is like him, love him, loathe him, whatever, the majority of the public are behind him, and from an entertainment perspective, and watch him and enjoy him every week. It's the highest rated show the BBC make worldwide, and that includes Doctor Who. But no, they got a problem with him. They're going to get rid of him, and it's like, well, hang on, we have to pay a license fee. We like him. Fuck off. Can't the people have what the people want? No, apparently we can. Fuck you, Auntie. Is the point I was trying to make really quickly.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know exactly what's been going on with it at the minute, but if the BBC do anything to get rid of Top Gear, I'm done with them 100% because Top Gear is the last actual TV show that I even watch that has anything to do with Britain. I don't have an aerial. I got rid of it the day I moved into my new place, and I only watch Top Gear on iPlayer when it's brand new, and it's the only show apart from like Game of Thrones and stuff like that I even care about. I've been watching Top Gear since the 90s, and then when they brought it back in like 2001, and every special and everything. It's one of my only favorite shows of all time.
It's more than a car show. I think maybe me being, well, I'm not a petrol head. I like to think I am, but my car's not that good. It's got 2 litres though, people. It's got 2 litres. Sorry. But I think it's more than a car show. It's basically pure entertainment. That's what it is. It really annoys me. I've had arguments with my old man about it when he goes, I don't like the flashy camera angles and the fact that they don't review cars. And I went, I own a car. I can't afford another car. If I want to watch or know how good a car is, I'll buy fucking Auto Trader. I don't watch Top Gear to hear reviews of cars. I watch Top Gear to see cars I could never possibly own in my entire life being screwed the nuts off around the track.
Yeah, no, I agree. Top Gear is more of it's a petrol head show. It's not about the cars themselves. It's about watching these very expensive machines get driven around and have celebrity guests and stuff. But I agree.
Plus, they have profile. Their stock has gone up. You've only got to look at when they first started doing it. Now look at the guests they get.
Oh no! The day when Tom Cruise hit it, I think it was they realised they were the most hot stuff on the BBC after Jonathan Ross left.
But I do agree on the fact I think Clarkson's purposely trying to get himself fired.
But the thing is, he could go. So he can jump channels, but you can go somewhere else. Because the thing is, he could, but I'd be torn with the fact that I still think half his fans would remain loyal to Top Gear, if you know what I mean. Put it this way, it wouldn't be as good, but I would still watch Top Gear with Hammond and May.
I don't think they would carry on. I think it's literally like captain in the ship type of thing. I think it's like the minute he leaves, I think they'll leave. Even though they'll carry on with the BBC doing other shows, I don't think they would stay for Top Gear. I think.
And James May's my favourite, by the way, people. Just put it out there. Captain Slow's my favourite. Yeah, I just think he's your quintessential English bloke who makes shit in his shade.
I love Captain Slow.
Hammond kind of gets on my tits a little bit. But you need him to balance out. You need a Weasley little twat in the corner.
I think he's the guy who's very cheeky. He has like that whole weird sense of humour thing. But and a lot of it, after he had that accident, I think they're kind of loyal to him at the moment.
Well, do you know what's funny? Lots of people say to me, and I don't know if I see it, and I watch a lot of old ones. Half my entire TiVo box is fucking old episodes of Top Gear from Dave. It's great when you have a channel of your own. And I hate it when people come up to me and go like, oh, he's not the same since the accident. I'm like, I didn't realise you were a neurologist. But, do you know what?
He isn't. You know, you could tell that he's grown his hair out long, so yeah.
Well, it's not now. He's gone out the other side of his midlife crisis.
The thing is, I don't really care too much. I think people they take things too literally. They need to just leave the guy alone and just like, if you like the show, watch it. If you don't fucking watch it. But I think in terms of what's happened, I think Clarkson needs not just to be suspended. They need a criminal investigation because he hit someone.
Allegedly.
Well, it wasn't even alleged. He said that he did it. He punched the production assistant
Let's put this
into
perspective.
That's what he did.
If that's true, he also punched Piers Morgan, which he should get a fucking knighthood for.
No, I agree, but you shouldn't punch a production assistant because of the stake. I think that's kind of overprivileged bullshit, and he's either trying to get himself fired or he's just losing his marbles. So he needs
I can't
to.
stay mad at you, Jeremy Clarkson. Assault people, it's bad. It's a terrible, terrible thing, unless
Okay.
it's Piers Morgan. But yeah, I can't stay mad at you, Jeremy Clarkson. I love you. In a purely manly, platonic way. Let's spoon.
In a purely manly way. Kevin, so tell us a little bit about these little pixelated designs that you do. Tell us a little bit about those. What are they like, and how long does it take you to make something like, for instance, DeLorean?
Well, we watched your videos sped up, but in real time, how long?
Obviously, I contacted you and I was like, "Do you want to be a part of it?" And it went, "Yeah." And then a few days later, you sent the video, and by then I had no clue what it was going to be. So when I seen it on video, it was literally as like the audience would say it, and I was like, "How am I going to do this?" So then I had to find the clip of the.
Explain, actually, back up a little bit and explain that show to the people in the out there on the whole premise of how it works with the making the perler bead.
Right, pretty much. Buy a bunch of beads and I find out what I want to make, and then I put them on like a pegboard and I just take my time making them, and then have a strop in the middle of making them, and then eventually get them done.
Take some pictures and post them on your Facebook so Burhan can see. Because seriously, Burhan, you have no idea how good these things look.
Just send you a link to the videos, really, because I haven't got them saved, I think.
I do, yeah. Basically, it's which is how shall I explain this? If someone invented something that got hijacked by the gaming community, that someone basically just went, "Oh my God, you've given me the perfect gift to make sprites from the 80s and 90s in plastic form."
A couple of months before I started doing them, I seen people doing them, but I had no clue what they actually were that made them. And
I don't know what their real point is, though. What was the thing they were actually invented for?
I seen them as like little girls, just made like little sprites of like little things. Really, I think it was. And obviously, anything that you can make stuff into, everyone gets like an artist type of look. And then someone sees someone do something, and then they repeat it, and they think of their own stuff.
Never has one product been so completely and utterly hijacked by gamers.
Very true. Novabug just said, the BBC say one thing and do another. They won't risk losing a major asset to a rival firm, which is true. If they kick Clarkson out, he'll be snapped up by ITV or even one of the Sky channels.
Always Sky will get him, I think. Because Sky can throw their checkbook.
He also asked Kev. He said he would love for you to make him a Novabug, like bead art, like pixelated character for him. So okay. Well, Novabug, if you've got with your friends list, just all you got to do is ask.
Can I? I'm going to hijack that. Sorry, Novabug, but I think you should make him an Amstrad.
Retrolib just said beard art.
Right, I'm posting one of my videos on Facebook for you to see. But I've been kind of burnt out doing them lately. That's why it took us like ages to do another one, because I kept on doing them in like 2-week type of intervals, and it's quite hectic. I could not do them as a job, as I've seen.
I'd imagine. Exactly. No, I'd imagine. I mean, I just plump myself in front of a camera. You actually have creative skill. That's time inducing.
Yeah. When I looked over some of the footage, it ended up being like 8 hours or 15, but some of them would take like maybe 3 days.
Okay.
And I just pause them there, or I would do something wrong, and you'll notice like the board slightly shift a tiny bit.
If you actually had like the artist throw your work away halfway through because you made one tiny mistake and just go, damn it.
Yeah, the first one was the Majora's Mask, to be honest, because the black outline I did first, and the joke of the mask itself is it's mesmerizing when you look at it, and it actually is that when I was making it was so hard. And by when I got to near the end, the boards that were overwarped from heat from over the different pixels I did before that. So I had to do all sorts of different tasks to get that one finished. And I would love to make it again, but it's so much that goes into doing some of it.
It's an ode to love, isn't it? Which is you want to, but you know that if you do, that's a shitload of your life invested.
Yeah, I think eventually I'll remake the Majora's Mask for myself.
You should make a Perla Bead version of Amoeba. And then
I think you kind of can. I think someone made all the Smash Bros into like pixel art, and then when you put them into actual size, they're huge. They're about poster size, some of them.
Wow.
Because if you see one of my videos of like an Earthworm Jim, he's pretty big. And I sent that to a friend in Australia just before the
Please
New Year.
tell me it survived the journey.
It did. Before I sent him though, his foot broke off and I fixed it with blue tack, but it looked fine, and it's in a frame in Australia now in a friend's house.
It must be mind-blowing, though, the fact that you made something, a piece of art, that someone else is proudly displaying on their wall in another corner of the globe.
Yeah, I feel that every time I see one of James Monkey Spass's videos and I see the bitmap kid, I think he's called, like on his light or something. That's cool.
Yours is
And
framed, not in shot, but yours is framed, by the way. Your DeLorean. Your Marmite one's not, because I need that. Well, your Bird's Marmite one's not, because I need that close to me at all times because it's Marmite. Yeah. But your DeLorean's framed. It's just, I had to get a custom frame made for it to fit it in the glass, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just thought I'm not leaving this in the open because no one's fucking breaking Dave's DeLorean.
I'll have to see that. I'll feel pretty buzzed after seeing that actually. But
I'll get a picture for you, mate.
How I made your one was I had to like actually look at the game footage of like the intro of the game, because most people would ask for like the DeLorean from like the side or the front. You went from the back, and I was like, how am I going to do this? So I had to find the game footage.
You wanker, Dave, you wanker. You just made it.
I had to find the game footage on YouTube, and then I had to screen print it, and then I put it into Photoshop, and then I put it into pixelated like grid itself, and then I had to figure out what colours went where.
Huge, by the way, Burhan. My penis, by the way. But the DeLorean's pretty big as well.
But they do look pretty awesome once they're done. Some of them.
I gotta say, I'm not massively creative. I don't have any talents, but I'm in awe for your ability to make these things, because it's absolutely fantastic.
Dave, you know that you have that talent of like penis balloon animals.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot that. I can knock my sack in 15 different ways.
He makes small children cry.
Actually, just don't reference that after I said sack. He just made me sound like a fucking dodgy priest.
I think eventually soon I'll start redoing them when I feel up to it, because the next ones I've got to do are for Retro Liberty, which I've had for a long time. But Aaron from Retro Liberty, his one was going to be this.
Hang on, if you're going to do it, don't spoilers.
No. He's changed his order, because what he asked.
He changed his order. You just turned into Master towards the catalogue.
He wanted do you know Contra on the SNES?
Yeah.
He wanted this big turtle boss from like the first level, I think it is.
Oh my god.
And I put that into like Photoshop to figure out how big it was, and I couldn't even send that. I'd have to send it in bits from the like iron.
We're gonna have to have a Kickstarter to buy you enough fucking Perla Beads to make that.
But his next one's a bit more reasonable. I'm gonna tackle that, I think, just before I come to Blackpool, I think it is, and then I've got, I think, Woodlands one to do, which is going to be pretty cool.
Can we
Is
have
it
a
basically a pearly bead version of like "fuck off"? Like Woodland's
Yeah.
catchphrase.
Yeah. It's a Pearly Pete version, and I hate myself for saying this, but it's a Pearly Pete version of cunt.
Pretty much, but no, his one's one of his favorite type of game characters of all time.
Ooh, I'm trying to think now. I'm racking my brain.
But I would like to start doing them again. It's just getting.
Well, it's time, like you said. It's time. It's you've got a life and shit. So investing
Yeah.
that much of your creative time into something takes its toll.
But making the videos now has been pretty cool. I figured out how to do it properly since I started doing these ones. Because first would stick like a camera on a tripod and stick it on the table and have it pointing down. And then throughout the year, I got a new Logitech webcam, and it does like 1080p. So I decided just to stick that facing down, and I could never stop like the footage if I needed to. It's like when you use like a camera, you have to do it in like 10-minute intervals or something. So with the webcam, I could have it just continuously doing it for like an hour or something, and then eventually when you look over the footage, you can skip like it in a time lapse of like an hour easily.
Are you eating, Burhan?
I am. I'm having an ice cream cone.
Ice cream in winter? Are you insane? Oh, I mean, I don't like ice cream.
Room is like boiling hot.
Sorry, by the way, people.
was thinking
Spoilers.
ice
I'm watching Suits in the background on my channel, and it's like, oh, they just fired Lewis, even though he's a wanker. They shouldn't have fired him because now who's going to be the protagonist to our hero? Bye, Lewis. Bye. Bye. Sorry, people. That was my
Lewis?
little. Do you not watch Suits?
No.
Oh, do you mean the TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on season 4.
Yeah, I'm behind because I'm on Dave. I'm on me. Oh my god, that sounded like my own wet dream.
What season are you on?
I'm on whatever's on Dave right now. Hang on.
I couldn't live by TV standards anymore of telling you when to watch stuff.
No, same.
I see, I
did a
do,
huge series
because-
burn. I burned through season 1 and 2 on Netflix. Found out.
Yeah, but
that-
you forget one very, very key factor here, which is you're compelled to watch TV when you have a channel named after you.
Well, Suits for me is one of my all-time favorite shows at the moment. It's so interesting, especially with the fact that you've got like Mike Ross, one of the lead characters. He doesn't have like a law degree. He hasn't passed the bar.
He's just a smart bloke by street.
He's very smart to the point where he can memorize everything, so he understands for when the law works and stuff. It's really intriguing. You look at the way that the legal system works, and he's always like a smidge in terms of finding out what his secret. And I think the Lewis one that you're talking about is probably from season 3 where he gets fired.
Yeah, Lewis Tully.
Yeah, he quits before he gets fired because he
Oh.
had that dodgy deal that he did with Raoul Roberts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Do you know what I like about Suits though is the fact that Dave found this show that's really, really popular.
it's on USA
And-
Network, yeah.
Yeah, and for once, another big TV network with more money didn't come along and just go, thank you for discovering an important, popular show, we're going to steal it from you. They've got a handshake deal. I think it might end after the next season if they're on 4 late set, which is Dave has a handshake deal with the network to have the first 5 seasons if it runs for
season
5.
5.
That's-
Season 5 is going to be happening this summer in USA. So I can't wait.
Plus,
for that.
also, what I like about it is, and swearing's not big and important, even though I do it massively a lot and can't help myself. But for a TV show, it kind of breaks the mold with some of the language it uses.
Yeah, and
Is
it's
it?
really interesting as well. The gentleman, Gabriel Max, the guy who plays like one of the other lead character, Harvey Specter. he's very cool, very suave, and he was also in the movie The Spirit. He was actually the lead.
I was just gonna say, I remember him in a movie and thinking, which I watched after I watched, the first few seasons of Suits, and just going, "Oh my god, it's you!"
Yeah, he's as I said, he's very, very interesting.
Good hair.
His character has layers, yeah, and he just seems really, really good. Now, I think what makes it work a lot is his character and the way that he's evolving, and also his relationship with Mike Ross, how the two kind of balance each other
Plus,
out.
wasn't look, I can find a fucking Back to the Future link in anything. Wasn't the redhead in Spin City?
She was
But a boom, look
gorgeous.
at me.
I would totally plant one on there. Donna. I would give her a bit of man meat. Same.
And you completely cheapened her beauty with that statement. You play hide the sausage, you wanker.
I'd play hide the salami. The same. Or as a
Is there any other shows?
slap with my pastel, but yeah, no, I agree. It's a really standout in terms of shows. There's a lot of shows out there at the moment, and Suits doesn't confine itself in terms of conventions. Plus, it's set in New York.
Plus, it's one of the actual few shows that are set in America that's actually filmed in America, I believe.
Yeah, it's beautiful as well. Like the cinematography on the show is amazing. But I always look at the cutaways and stuff, and you can tell like a lot of them's been filmed in a helicopter. So they've got they've had the camera out and they've filmed all these beautiful backdrops at night and during the day and stuff. And it gives
I want that job. That must be the greatest job in the world. Your CV says, "I'm the bloke who flies or leans out the helicopter with a camera for TV."
That would be a cinematographer. That would be the guy, basically the cameraman. I would love that job, doing that. I'm kind of a jack of all trades myself, but when I look at stuff and look at the beautiful visuals, that's always what makes things work for me.
Yeah.
I never look at something and think, ooh. But the great thing about this show is the acting is amazing, and it complements the visual style, and the fact as well they use a lot of meta humor, so they always use film quotes.
Yes.
So
Plus, also it's got the little references because he's a big baseball fan and stuff. It's got even if you're like a sports guy, it's got its hand in all the pies. If you make what I mean, like
it has a little bit of something for everyone. And for me, it's my type of show because it's kind of they use documentary elements. They take you inside to see the underbelly, and you see how things work, what the process is like, and why.
Plus, how many shows? I think the only other one that you could say it was true would be Game of Thrones, which is how many shows do you actually genuinely feel invested and care about the characters?
I haven't watched Game of Thrones yet. I know that I'm probably an anomaly. I'm waiting until...
I was quite invested in a few shows over the year, like.
Yeah, we did a conversation about this before, Kev, with me and Dave, about shows that we felt some of them were ruined because of bad endings. For like seasons like Dexter, I think Breaking Bad was another one for me. But it takes a lot for me to get invested in a show, unless the show itself has something that has that kind of je ne sais quoi, so to speak. It has those elements that can make it
over what was it? The last couple of months, Sons of Anarchy finished.
Yeah.
And I was quite really sad after that finished. But I was quite sad throughout the whole show because I enjoyed it that much, and you can feel sometimes the cheapness of it, but the characters you do bond with.
I've been mourning the death of Seinfeld since 1998.
And the fact that Katie Siegel still looks hot.
That was Married with Children. She wasn't in Seinfeld.
No, she was in Sons of Anarchy.
Oh,
She is the best detective known to man.
Yeah. I would like to say, here's a quick one for Kev. Name your top 3 favourite sitcoms of all time.
Only Fools and Horses.
Good man.
I'm going to say How I Met Your Mother, because it's really good. And
yeah, apart from there's a show we didn't talk about in our bad season ending, bad show ending. Just the
ending to How I Met Your Mother kind of pissed me off, though.
Yeah, it
I've
contradicted
actually
the whole...
watched that all the way through now, and it actually does fit a bit better now. but it did feel weird the ending. But
I just didn't like the fact that, sorry people,
feels slightly
spoilers.
better.
I didn't like the fact that it went full loop and ended up with Robin when they spent the entire show with this mythical lady with a yellow umbrella that they, again, people, spoilers, killed off.
Yeah.
And then his kids just went, "Go forth, Dad. It's all right. You can have sex with someone who's not our mother. Go get Robin." And like, I'm like, really? Really? We went this many seasons for this? Like, all the constant cutaways and brilliant, cinematography shots of the yellow umbrella, and this is what we got.
Yeah. I watch.
He's amazing. Sorry, I'm just singing a song.
I watch that show pretty much daily still, from the start of season 1 to the end of season 9, over and over. If I'm having like tea or something, I'll stick it on because it's only 20 minutes and it'll always find a way to make me laugh.
Plus, it's got one of the greatest musical sequences in a sitcom ever. Nothing suits me like a suit.
Yeah, I agree. The thing now that annoyed me the most was they established this mother character and then just quickly killed her off.
Yeah, and it was really, really shallow. It was like, listen, we're just going to kill her off. Here you go. Here's like fucking 30 seconds of screen time. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's fucking cold.
Her and Ted you didn't really see together apart from like the future flashbacks in the season.
There's a bloke at work called Ted, and no one gets this joke because they're all boring, stiff-ass idiots who don't watch anything cool, but and he fucking hates it and always punches me in the arm when I say it, but every time we have a meeting...
Have you met Ted?
Have you met Ted?
Have you met Ted?
Stop it, Dave. Stop it. I can't. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Just like my penis. You could tell I was waiting for that setup.
What was your third show, by the way, Kev? I don't know why I'm talking really high pitch like this.
I love sitcoms, but I can't really think of a third that I would say is my favourite.
We just take it as MASH.
I was going to say
with that.
Awesome.
I'll go with the young ones over that.
Oh, yes. Oh, good call. Here we go. Here's a pet peeve, right? Really fucking annoys me. And if you're big, well, you are big. You just established this. Never mind, not doing my homework. Only Fools and Horses fan. Do you know what really annoys me? Which is, and the young ones is a really good example of this, as is Only Fools and Horses, which is you buy these DVDs and they have altered soundtracks. And Married with Children on DVD does for the first 2 seasons before they re-secured the rights to have the Frank Sinatra song. And in the young ones, they've had to edit out some of the music bits. And in Only Fools and Horses, they've had to edit out whole scenes. But it's, well, if you're not allowed to have it on DVD, why can you still have it on TV and syndication? Because if you watch Only Fools and Horses,
the license doesn't apply to stuff that's been pre-aired.
Oh, because if you watch Only Fools and Horses and the young ones on TV, mainly on UK network, they're exactly as they were back in the day. You buy them on DVD and you've got like an edited version. So,
because it's new media, that's why.
Yeah, and they have to be like George Lucas.
Yeah. Oh, George Lucas. I remember when you had a chin.
I remember when I had a chin at some point.
Do you think that's why he refuses to shave his beard, because if you shave it, it probably has another George Lucas head underneath?
See, it's a joke, and I'm patenting this joke because I made it a couple of years ago. And I thought, why am I proud of a joke? I think the only reason he has a beard is so he can show you where his neck ends and his face begins.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I hated having my beard shaved during the summer when I shaved it off randomly.
I don't understand why you did.
Say that again?
I said, I don't understand why you did. It came out of like a shot out of nowhere.
I woke up and I was like, I think it's time, and I just got rid of it now, and I was like, it's the right choice. And then my face was all jagged. It took like so much work even getting rid of it. And then I was like, I'm just going to regrow it. And now it's badass as ever.
And the moral of the story is, people, even though he's a massive homophobic twat, I have what I like to call Chuck Norris syndrome, which is well, I can sidekick a planet into the moon, and
And also, he has like a fist underneath his beard.
I have permanent trimmed stubble mainly because I have really bad eczema, so it's the lesser of two evils. But
I've got so many Chuck Norris facts drilled in my head from years ago. I can
there's
easily
a
like,
retro unlim episode where
Patmos says WKRP in Cincinnati was the same way. The most of the music being edited out for licensing bullshit. So frustrating.
yeah.
yeah,
Do you want to hear some Chuck Norris stuff?
if you watch Married with Children, right? If you heard the horrible, and they do the same with oh, what was the fucking Vietnam show? Bollocks, that was ironically on before Married with Children on Saturday night on TV in the 80s. Not Call of Duty, that's a fucking game, Dave. Sort your shit out. Oh, you know the one, the Vietnam. It wasn't a sitcom, but bollocks. What was the show?
I'm thinking MASH, but that's
Tour of Duty. Tour of Duty. The original song from the intro on the TV was "Painted Black" by the Stones, and.
Yeah.
And this comes back to what I was going to say about Married with Children, which was Frank Sinatra. But when you hit the dodgy recreations that they basically made to fill in the void and not get sued, but kind of try and sound like it, but not sound like it. Oh, Christ alive! It would sound like someone was raping a horse.
sounds awesome.
Painted Black's awesome, like.
It is. Plus, you know what? I know I'm the only person in the world who likes this band, but you two do a really good cover of that song.
I don't mind you two. I don't have an issue with you two.
They're my favourite band. I know it's not fashionable, but sorry.
Well, apart from the
More.
fact that Bono is an arrogant fucking prick.
Bono is God, and you do not have the right to say his
He
name
thinks
like
he's
that,
God.
because he will melt you with.
He's the number one at being number two.
Yeah, he's kind of one of those guys you just sit there and go, really?
Bono's fucking cool. Do you know 2 facts about Bono that made me love him even more?
What's that?
But that he's had to come all the way from like his flat to wherever he was across the world, and then had a VIP seat.
No, that made
That's
even I could see that he was a twat for that. No, 2 facts that I love about Bono is he won Dublin's Man of the City, which is like this old school Irish thing, and it grants him 2 favours, and they're both amazing.
Okay, what were the favours?
He can park his car anywhere in Dublin, and you cannot give him a ticket. You cannot even nick him. He could park it sideways across a road, and you can't do fuck all about it.
So I'm guessing that he has a private number plate to tell that it's his car. Or does it shout Bono?
Oh,
Bono,
I can
Bono.
tell you what his car is. But and his second one is he can graze his sheep on any land, anywhere in Dublin. So basically, if you wake up one day and there's sheep in your lawn, if they're Bonos, you can't do fuck all about it.
That's
But do you know what
shit.
car he
Oh,
drove?
Can't touch that
Yeah.
up.
Do you know what car he drove at the time? Which I just thought was it's hideous and cringeworthy, but my brain just went, "Yep, that's Bono." He drove a Mercedes that had leopard print paint over it.
That's
Yeah.
Bono. He's
That's an
crazy,
abomination.
He's cool. He's Mr. Bono from U2. Fuck off.
I like you, Bono. Ignore Burhan. Thank you for touching my middle finger when I saw you at Slane Castle.
Oh,
That sounded
that's
pretty gay.
disgusting, Dave. Most people would call that rape.
Well, he's a socialist like you. I thought you'd like it.
He's not a socialist. He's a
He
pretentious
is.
prick.
He cares for the people. I believe that in some walks of the world, he's regarded as the second baby Jeebus.
He's regarded as a sin. Sorry, Patmos, can you hear me now? I don't know. My issue is when someone sits there and goes, "We need to raise money for the rest of the world," and then
He's fucking Irish. He's not Romanian.
he needs to raise money for the rest of the world, and then next minute he's got like tons of cash on him.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I agree with you. Which is, same with Geldof, which is, it's admirable your pledges to charity, but I have a hard time caring for someone who says we must save all the baby orphan unicorns. By the way, I have tax havens left, right, and centre.
Yeah, it's the thing is that the way I've always seen it, and I want to put this question out to you guys in a second. Do you think that?
Do you?
Do you?
So,
Do you think that these guys are over pretentious people? And if you had like that kind of money, if you had like 100 mil, what would you do with it? Would you give it to charity?
I'd buy an aircraft carrier and live on it.
Kevin Bono's bath toys come through clear.
Well, if I had over 100 million, I would only donate the same amount as I would now to stuff, which is £10 here, £20 here to causes that I know by mates.
Yeah.
Because over the year, I've helped Novabugs thing, I think £20 or £10 towards that. When Woodland did his no drink for a month, I helped with that. And I think there's been a few more things over the year. And it's been great doing them, and somehow I've had like good karma since doing them each time. But I think if I had like 100 million, I'd still be the same old person. Why would you give more to prove more?
It's not, like writing a check. This is what it's an argument I had with my parents a couple of weeks ago, which is, the rich and the famous and the celebrities, they never give anything to charity. And I went, how do you know? You don't, because the bottom line is if they air their thoughts on where they actually give their money, because I guarantee they do, not all of them, then immediately they'll be picked apart by the public.
Well, they do, but they scrutinise where they put their money. That's the big thing. Like, they actually go...
Well, my point is... No, but the point I was going to make, Burhan, was if you're Tom... Well, no, not Tom Cruise, because he's a Scientologist wanker. Allegedly, just get a jail-free card there, by the way, Kev. Allegedly is the greatest word in the world. But if you're Jeremy Clarkson and you donate money, there will always be people who will just jump upon it. So you just keep your mouth shut and you do it, because it's not about praise or gain. It's just investing in what you like.
Well, I like.
It's like it comes back last year, doesn't it, Mike? When we did the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah.
And I have never received so much hate on a video than I did when I did the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah, I think in terms of any like individual out there, no matter how much money you have or how much you raise or how much good you do, I'm more of a fan of those who go out to kind of like, when you see the celebrities of comic relief going out to Africa and helping build houses and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they get filmed.
Yeah, those are the kind of nice ones that I like to see. Like we even have some YouTubers who do that, who raise money and go to kind of help orphans and build houses and stuff.
I'm a type of person that watches PewDiePie, which most people hate, and he does a lot for like water-based charities.
Yeah, he's done a hell of a lot. And
most people don't bring that up about him, but I've got a good story I read, I think 2 weeks ago. The actor Steve Buscemi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When 9/11
he has a face that looked like he was hit in it by a shovel.
Yeah. When 9/11 happened, right? He, before he was an actor, apparently he was a fireman.
He was, yeah.
And when 9/11 happened, he went back to the precinct or the fire station that he was at, and he worked there for, I think, 6 weeks on 12-hour shifts, non-stop that whole time, and he didn't tell anyone until someone told someone a couple of years ago.
That's the thing, it's being selfless to the point of being selfless, not doing it for the publicity or, for like brownie points. And I think that's what
by the way, really quickly, the Facebook police just got Harvey Dent. Fuck you, Facebook.
Who's Harvey Dent?
He's just a long time friend of mine.
Oh.
But yeah, now he apparently his name is. It's funny though. The weird thing about Facebook police clamping down on people is you get to find out what people's real names are, and you're like, wow, I kind of preferred you as Harvey Dent. Now you're just Corey.
Well, on that note as well, Patamus just basically said, I keep 20k for myself, portion out lump sums between people, including college funds for godkids and such, so that people that she loves. And then the rest would go to causes I care about. The thing about me is I find I would probably live the same way that I'm living now, apart from the fact that I'd probably outright own my own house and own like my own my cars and stuff like that. I wouldn't need much.
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of guy that would go around like spending oodles of money on crap.
On
Yeah,
crack.
but we're in the group of going around buying crap.
But do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, but
Yeah.
you're collecting. I think collecting is different than buying a Cartier
admirable.
watch. You know, I wouldn't go around buying.
You
an
buy it
expensive
because you
watch.
want it and you like it and you're going to use it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Whereas people buy fucking those watches and Armani suits just to go like, hey, look at this, look at this. I don't care about it. I just care that you recognise
Or
the
one of
label.
the biggest pet peeves of buying resellers.
Oh.
I hate them. They are the scourge of my existence.
So I just laughed.
Just can't get stuff done.
Now that Harvey Dent is Corey, he just sent me a personal message saying, like, I feel like now I have to be me. I'm having an identity crisis. And I just sent back, yeah, the irony is that was more applicable to your actual previous name.
Tell him to reboot himself to New 52. Get it? But yeah,
You say no.
as you're saying, Kev?
If you buy something, if you collect something, even if you invest a lot of money in it, you know, because we've all had that moment where we've dropped our guard and just said, fuck it, I don't know when this will show up again, and spent over the odds. But the bottom line is, if you're going to use it, enjoy it, and play it, then ultimately that's not wasted money. But just to buy something for a brand or a statement, or just to walk into a room and just think, for one 15-second moment, everyone looks at me in an Armani suit and just goes, yeah, he's got class. I just look at you and just think, that's a Neo Geo AES right there, Sega Dreamcast.
You know what? I would buy
Sega Saturn.
myself a suit. If I'm going to go and buy an expensive suit, I'll just get a tailored suit. Because at least it's something
Yeah.
that will fit.
Go to Hong Kong. Go to Hong Kong.
There
Well, you
go.
can get. They say, what is it? They say the quality of suits you can get made up for like 50 quid in like an hour in the vendors in Hong Kong is better than any Armani shit you'll ever buy. And you can literally just walk in, they just measure you up, and make you a suit, and then give it to you.
That's pretty
Brilliant.
Sounds awesome, Dave. We need a trip to Hong Kong to buy some suits.
I'd love to go to Hong Kong. Well, no, Hong Kong's not Hong Kong anymore because now China's putting its dirty little communist thumb down on it.
Do you know why they call it Bangkok? On that note, I think we need to round the show up now because it is literally 3 in the morning here, so it's 10 o'clock at night for those of our fans over there in the United States. So Kev, plug away your channel. Tell us where we can find you, where they can basically order your designs, if you still do those for like customize, like for what's the word for it? Commissions. So if you do commissions and stuff.
No, I don't. I'll do it completely free. It's invitation only. Like, I'll ask. Like, if you want me to make you something, that's the thing. Most people can't ask it because it won't be done, because it'll take so long. But my channel's Kev the Retro Game Crusader, and you can find us on YouTube and Retro on Limb, and I do a bunch of different videos, feeling how I feel.
Make sure you check him out, guys. Is there a Facebook page? Do you have like a Facebook page? What do you think?
And he's in my channel list, by the way, people. So if you want to be lazy, you can find him there.
And
Yeah.
Also, Mr. Dave Wade, where can we find you?
You can find me standing over the freshly sacrificed corpse of a young leprechaun.
Recycled. You can also find him on Lawboy's Post 1975. on
I've not
YouTube.
said leprechaun before.
You
That was
did.
unicorn. No,
Oh,
I
you
didn't.
said
Said
unicorn, yes.
So you owe me an apology. Now I have to come up with another one. Right,
Yes,
hang
you
on.
do.
Even though it's your foul, not mine, mate. You can find me standing over the death of the universe while weeping softly into my handkerchief because mankind hates too much.
By the way, that's a euphemism. He's just talking about masturbating into a handkerchief. So there we
No,
go, guys.
I was weeping over mankind. Shut up, you prick.
He's trying to repopulate the Earth on his own.
And you heard it, people, by the way. He was wrong about the leprechaun. That was a unicorn. Just because they both sound corn at the end means he should sort his
the Nerd Genius and youtube.com Unlim Radio for all our archive shows. I got gameplay every Saturday.
You didn't plug me. You didn't plug. See, this is the deal, Burhan.
I did. Norboys Post 1975 on YouTube. YouTube.com Norboys Post 1975. You can find us all on retrounlim.com as well, and www.nerdgenius.com. MichaelBurhan.com.
Cough Slamcast tomorrow.
Yes, MichaelBurhan.com, my official website.
Kev, do you like wrestling?
Not really anymore since I was like 10.
I never liked it. Slankers sucked me into the fold. You should be a guest
I do follow like Stone Cold, The Rock, and Y2J still, but I'm not really a wrestling type of person at the minute.
Well, listen to Slamcast. We'll change your mind.
So there you go, guys. Make sure that you check out all the respective channels. Check the links at the bottom as well, and check out I Got Gameplay. I Got Gameplay episode 117 with Guy Seehee, the voice of James Sunderland.
Are you live Saturday night, by the way?
What's that?
Are you live Saturday night?
We are live Saturday night, yeah.
Sweet. And also, by the way, people, me and Burhan are going to do something on Sunday, which is mainly because I bought it in a thrift shop, and it was brilliant. I'm English. Sorry. I bought it at a charity store, and I forgot what an amazing movie it is, and I've watched it 7 times in 2 days. Me and Burhan are going to review The Wrath of Khan.
Yes. He's The Wrath of Khan, not The Wrath of Kant. But there you go, guys. Check that out as well. And as always, it's good night from me, and good night from him. We'll see you again.
And cheers, Kev, by the way. It was awesome to have you on.
Good night. And we'll see you again for another Burhan.